Hey guys, down at my office, just getting ready for a Reiki Level 1 workshop this Sunday. I wonder if I can show you my office and it'll still record. I'm going to try flipping the camera. Oh yeah, there we go. See? There, it's all set up. Got Mr. Flip Chart there. Many of you will have seen him before. I'll flip around. Woo, that's kind of crazy. There we go. As you guys know in my teachings and the way I'm taught from and through Source, the universe, the theme has always been taking these concepts and practices and principles and aligning them with something typically in the physical. This morning, the one I received was plants. You're growing 2 plants. Now, your non physical thoughts, your belief systems, all that stuff that's in the non physical is creates a plant over time, right? So you put a seed in the ground and then it grows this plant, and then you see the plant. Now, what you don't see is what's underneath the earth. That's all the non physical. What you do see is the plant. That's your physical external experience. Now, let's say you look at that plant and there's some things about that plant you don't like. You want a different plant, essentially. Now, in order to do that, yeah, you could maybe trim some leaves off and different things like that. But if you want a different plant, you need to plant a different seed. Now, what you're doing then, that's when you're creating a new version of the reality that you want to experience. But it's going to be a different plant. Now, the seed that you put in the ground for this different plant, it goes in the same ground, the same water waters it, and everything else. But it is going to grow into a different plant. Okay, so that's the process. Now here's what happens so often is because for a while you've got 2 of these plants going on. So what you want to do is not feed, nurture, fertilize, water this plant you don't want to see anymore. What you do want to do is feed, nurture, and water this plant that you do. But what we tend to do, I know I do it as well, is yes, we're maybe watering this, and especially before we see anything, right? The seed maybe hasn't even broke through the ground yet. We keep watering the other one. We keep giving the other one sunlight. We keep fertilizing the other one. How do we do that? We give it our attention. And more important than that, we give it our attention and then we apply meaning to it. We look at this plant that we don't want because we can't see the new one yet. And we affirm it. Or we look at it and we decide that's real, or we resist and push against it. All of those things, when you're giving it your attention, when you're focusing on it, you're feeding this plant, which is going to keep it healthy, but you don't want it to be healthy. You want it to essentially die out. And you take all that energy that you're giving and give it to the new one. Then as it breaks surface, well, now you want to give it even more energy. So really, if you want to expedite your manifesting, it's, again, as most things, fairly simple. Not easy, but fairly simple. Don't feed the plant that you don't want to see anymore. Feed the plant that you do.